This is a video for the Fetiche de Roue Syndicate. Well, everyone, we took Radish up to Millbrook, New York to do his first competition since his big run at Bromont 3-day event. This is a great event up in New York. My plan always was to use this as a bit of a schooling show and sort of test to see where we're at after our big performance at Bromont. Obviously at Bromont we went flat out, we went lightning fast, and sometimes after you go lightning fast, your next event or two they can be a bit rattled. The good news was Radish has never felt better. He gave us a fantastic competition. Starting with the dressage here, he put in a great test. We scored a 29. We got lots of mostly 7s, some 8s, and Radish is starting to get pretty sort of accomplished at this level. In the training at home, I've been sort of working at trying to get a little bit more swing in his trot. He's not a real warm blood horse that's got that massive, scopy, natural cadence in his trot. He's a bit more of a thoroughbred type, but he's a good mover. In our training, I've been sort of doing quite a lot of lengthening strides in rising, and then most of our trot work in training at home has been sort of going a little bit back and forth from the big trot, the medium trot, to collected trot, and then shoulder in and haunches in and half past, and trying to see if we can keep that lift in the trot work that we can establish in the medium trot that you just saw there. Radish did a good test. We finished second after the dressage. It wasn't a huge field of horses, but the winner of the dressage was my Olympic partner Bruno, so he was in good company. And really sort of thinking back on this test, I felt like and Radish is good at this, he can come up with mistake-free tests. He's sort of a clear round in the dressage, which rarely does he ever get a 4 or a 5 for a mistake. He's very reliable. Even when he's a little excited, he behaves well in the dressage, which is a wonderful attribute, especially as we get up to the higher ranks in as we move up the level to the 4-star and 5-star levels. He was so good in the cross country. You'll see a little bits and pieces of our round from Saturday. I'm toying with the idea of running him in the advanced horse trials at his next event. I think his next event is probably going to be Tryon, which is next month. And they've got an advanced horse trial there, so I think eventually we got to sort of bite the bullet and step him up a notch, and the advanced at Tryon I think would be it won't be easy, but it would be on the easier side of all the advanced events that are possible. My main goal would be to set him up for a 4-star next year. I think the timeline looks perfect coming into the LA Olympics. If all the stars align and we stay healthy and he keeps performing well, the timeline sort of works out to be perfect to be a contender, he'll be ready to go for LA like he should be, a 5-star horse there by then, and he'll be a good age. So anyway, that's a long way away, but it's good to keep in the back of our mind that would be sort of our ultimate long-term goal. I think short-term, I think we're just continuing improving the horse in all phases. The biggest improvement Radish has made this year is his rideability in the cross-country and the show jumping. He's a wild man, Radish. He's once you get to the jumping ring or the cross-country course, he can really fire himself up and get a bit out of control. I feel like, and it's a big thanks to Peter Wild actually, a lot of Peter's training is actually sort of the rideability and the adjustability between the fences or on the way to the jump. It's still not perfect, but it's definitely improving. The ground was a little bit hard and firm at Milbrook. My plan, even if the ground was good, was to go slow. I always like to give them a little bit of a slowish run after they do a 3-day event. The best thing about this round is he's not sort of charging at the fence and chucking his head in the air. Well, not too much. There was a few fences where he got a bit keen, but generally speaking, it's just starting to get smoother and smoother. He's a lightning fast horse. I think when we get to the 5-star level, he's going to be as quick as horses I've ever had. One thing I found after going to Arkin is they need to be very adjustable. They need to be able to turn very easily and slow down close to a fence and accelerate without sort of losing their mind. And that's been our biggest challenge with Radish. I've sort of got a rubber bit in his mouth, which he gets a little strong in it, but I feel like he doesn't get offended or throw his head around or fight me so much when I slow down to the jump. Radish has been really, really healthy. The ground was a little bit hard. I was slightly nervous in running him, but he pulled up very sound. We trotted him up after the cross country and he was perfect. I gave him a ride in the morning before the show jumping, and he felt very, very good. Again, our main focus in the show jumping round was calmness and trying to keep his neck long. He's a great jumper. Our jumping coach Peter Wild was there, walked the course with me and warmed me up, and Peter obviously rode him at Princeton about 10 days ago, so he gave me some good insight of how to try and perfect his round, because he's an unbelievable jumper. He's just a little bit hard to control once he gets wound up. Anyway, all in all, I was very, very pleased with Radish. I think we finished in 4th place. It was great seeing there was a lot of the syndicate members up there in Millbrook, so it was fantastic. Some of the members sort of met Radish for the first time, so I'm glad he put on a good performance, and it was great catching up with a lot of you. Obviously, I've got high hopes for Radish. I believe he's a big time horse, and he's strong in all phases. You know, he's good at dressage, cross country and show jumping, and touch wood, he seems to be very healthy. So we're just going to patiently keep chipping along, but I think we've got ourselves a big time horse.